5 ways to get legendary items without farming at all. Let's get into it. Number 1, Echo of the Immortal PvP. This is a version of PvP that is available when the normal battlegrounds is, and you can actually get legendaries from this drop. It shows as yellows, but you can get legendary items in this drop as well. The Ancient Arena in Biofin is another location that will drop you a legendary item in the Ancient Arena chest. This is a time-gated instance. It is only available at certain times on the server, so when it does come available, highly recommend coming to Biofin Ancient Arena and fighting. If you win at the end, there will be a chest that will pop up and you can get a legendary item. This happens in Hell 3, Hell 4, etc. So you can go to whatever the least populated Hell portion is for your server and you can get yourself a free legendary item that way. Number 2, the hilts trader will give you 4 legendaries a month if you choose to use your hilts on it. There's an argument to be made. There's better things to spend your hilts on, such as the crest and the legendary crest, for instance. The Immortals will get another 4 a month legendary items for a total of 8 legendary items if you are, in fact, Immortal per month. I personally don't recommend purchasing these legendaries unless you are just class changing, etc. And that will give you, your essences, unless you're really trying to collect some essences, as they just come out, the new essences, etc. This tends to not be one of the better deals, as most people would prefer getting the gem fragments to use for leveling your gems instead. Believe it or not, gambling is actually a pretty good way to get legendary items. In order to do the gambling, however, keep in mind you have to go to the challenge rift and clear the challenge rift associated with the hell difficulty your Paragon level is currently on. For instance, if you're 150, I believe it's challenge rift 90. If it was hell level 1, it's like challenge rift 20 for, etc. There's these different tiers of challenge rifts, so make sure you go through and you clear your challenge rifts, and that will increase not the odds, but the quality of the drops you receive when you do get a legendary item. Keep in mind, you cannot get set item drops from secondary or jewelry, no matter what people might tell you. It is a troll, so only purchase the 2 here, as you can get weapons, offhands, and primary legendaries to drop here. This is actually not that bad of a way to get legendaries, but keep in mind, you do actually have to acquire gold. So while this isn't technically farming monsters, you got to get the gold somewhere. If you're the Shadow, you're going to have something called the Shadow War, which will actually drop you legendaries in your inbox every time you guys complete the Shadow War rounds. However, the Immortals also have the Kion's Ordeal, or Kion's Ordeal, however you want to say it. This also drops legendary items. So the final version here is you can get more legendary items through doing your clan events. These technically, you don't have to go farm them. It's a fun event to do anyway. You'll actually get activity points. For instance, if you guys know this, the Valor badges I've mentioned before require you to do things like have high activity level. You can see I have everything exceptional except activity. So if I need activity points, just participating in things like the Kion's Ordeal, etc., will give me more activity points, which will in turn give you better badges down the road. So it's better to get involved in everything regardless. But if you are looking for legendary items, this is another way you can get it, just participating in the actual clan system activities like the Shadow War and Kions. They will give you legendaries, and the Kions will even target the special legendary that you can get, meaning you can say, I want to get an offhand, I want to get a main weapon, whatever. You can stand in a circle that would drop you the legendary of your choosing in the slot. You can get sort of like the Fractured Plains, which brings us to our next one. Now, the Fractured Plane is a temporary event. This event will allow you to get a mystery legendary item guaranteed at the end of it, and it will be one of the 6 pieces that you select, and that means you can sort of choose and get a grab bag of legendary items that you really want. You'll receive 1 at the end of it. This is a weekly event, meaning you get to do it every Wednesday, as I believe, when it resets. So every week you get 1 more additional legendary item, basically 1,600 hilts of value we know through the hilt trader. Is essentially what we're getting in value from this event here. This is a temporary event, so if you're watching this video way later, this event might not still be up. I do believe they'll probably add this back into the rotation, because much like the other events, if you look here, there's the Hungry Moon that is in here typically, and that Hungry Moon's another way to get a legendary, and so there will be these sort of pop-up type events, which is another such way that you can get legendaries just for free without having to actually technically go out and like farm the mobs and all that to get the drops. You can get it through the events as well. These are 5 different ways. Actually, I think it's more like 7 or something, a few more, but 5 different ways that you can get legendary items without farming at all. Consider the like if you enjoyed the video or were entertained by it. Consider subscribing if I earned it. Otherwise, don't worry about it. I think it's about 60% of people or something that watch my videos every day are not subscribed yet. That could be one of you. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next video.